Tick tock, time na money. Ori, me, check a shake yori. Lick it, come and take me away to the place of my desire. I don't wanna be there.
Wow, this moment for me is so surreal. Lasgidi effect is back.
Yeah,
We've
so
we've not done this show since January 6th, I believe. So
wow.
it's been well over a month. It's been well
Yeah.
over
A
a
lot's
month, man.
happened, man. A lot's happened, man. We've got the future super eagle that's coming to this world, man. Ready for
So
AFCON 2040.
so much has happened. But anyways, what's up, everybody? It's Last Giddy Effect. We're excited to be back. You can see, everybody's in the building. Mossy Boy, Oracle. But for those people who are just joining us for the first time, it's Last Giddy Effect. It's just a bunch of Niger boys just come here, banter about football, banter about Arsenal. We try to keep it light, try to put some Niger flavor into it. But first of all, let me just catch up with these guys. Mossy Boy, how's it going? How far have you been?
Hey, that's the news, though.
Yeah, nothing much, man.
This is Mossy Boy just downplaying stuff.
You don't play it, oh.
What you downplaying? What is that?
Let the whole world know now.
Yeah, but just it's just have a little boy, so just
Oh,
right.
Niger football line that make you
That boy is definitely
know. Yeah.
going to play for Arsenal.
Yeah,
Definitely.
so
We'll start it now. We'll start it now.
I,
are you
Oh
sure
yeah.
though?
Okay.
yeah,
Another question, Musty Boy. Which country
yeah.
would you represent? Nigeria, or is he going to do a Saka?
Well, I'm going to leave that one for him to decide.
Fair
So
enough. Fair enough.
if it's something, if I see a lot of people that got dual nationality like that, they don't really kind of get into England squad that many.
Yeah.
So if I
You have
see
to be
that they're
really,
trying,
really good.
you have to be really, really good. Look at Raheem Sterling. So you have to
Yeah.
be extraordinary good. So if look at Dele Ali now, he's just in. He's not even getting near that squad anymore.
Yeah.
That guy needs to go and play. If I'm Dele Ali, I will just be putting a request in. I want to go and play for Nigeria as well. So
Yes.
all those,
So.
you know, well, if I see that they're kind of messing him about, I will just say, look, just go and play for Nigeria,
Can't
man.
tolerate
Yeah,
all the
that's
issues.
right.
Maybe,
Yeah,
hopefully, maybe Nigeria might be better by then. You don't know.
Yeah.
by
You
by
never
then,
know.
yeah, that's
You
right.
never
So
know. You never
yeah,
know, man.
and yeah, he's been doing well. He's getting bigger day by day. So
Good.
yeah,
Good.
That's
Good.
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 That's good.
Good.
yeah.
Congratulations again, man.
Congrats,
Thanks,
man.
thanks, thanks, thanks.
Superstar in the
Yeah, I
making.
know.
Anyway, Akuma,
Yeah.
Have you been as well? How's
Yeah, I've been okay, man. Just busy. Life just sort of gets in the way
Mm,
sometimes and stuff. My apologies for not being on the show. It's just that sometimes you're
mm,
so busy. Sometimes you come back from work, you're too tired
mm.
and just to talk. So and stuff.
yeah.
But glad though. It's good to be back. I think sometimes they always say absence makes the heart grow fonder. So looking forward to the show.
Yeah. I mean, it's really good to be back. Like I said, we have not even done the show for well over a month now, so
Mm.
we've been away for a bit. But shout out to everybody. I'm sure everybody has missed us. I'm sure they'll soon start trickling in. Randy Viper, Sentiment, Osman Ali.
I think they don't. I think they don't give up on us. I think these
Like,
people are
when
not
are these
serious.
boys coming back?
These people are not serious.
They already used to being with us every Thursday, but I mean, we're back
Mm,
now. Some of those times was just, Arsenal had a game on
Yeah,
Thursday.
exactly,
It was hard
mm.
exactly.
to have the show.
Like next week Thursday, now they're gonna be playing
They're gonna
Wolves
have
again.
another
So
game again. It's crazy.
Yeah.
But anyways, a lot has happened, man. So
Yes,
much
yeah.
so
has
yes.
happened in the time that we've been away, man. Slayer, big ups to you. He says long time no see. Thank you for joining us. So much has happened since that January. There was the transfer window. I want to ask you guys first of all, because I know a lot of the transfer window. You brought up a lot of things.
Mm,
Everybody opinions here and there. What we did in the transfer window, clearing out. I mean, sending out a few people on loan. Maitland Niles went on loan. Pablo Mari went out on loan. We sold Chambers to Aston Villa. Aubameyang left the club, went to Barcelona, and we didn't sign anybody. That was funny, and I know this is like still just at the moment, but I would still like to hear what you guys thought about that. Mosibo, what did you think? What's your general assessment of that window that we had?
But for me, I'm not surprised that we didn't get anybody in because if normally even under Arsene Wenger it happens. So I'm not really surprised that we didn't get anybody in. So we put first of all, I would say Atata and Edu they put all their eggs in one basket. You know from the beginning that when you're chasing this guy from is it Vlahovic?
Yeah,
When
Vlahovic.
you're chasing this guy, and this guy categorically let you know that his first choice is Juventus. If Juventus is not coming, then and even though you can see everybody was saying that if even though if Juventus doesn't come, he'll prefer to stay at his club and see what option that comes in the summer. Eventually, Juventus came, and he just like he doesn't even. You can see Juventus doesn't have to do nothing special for him to go. You understand what I mean? So, and Arsenal was chasing, 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 and trying to kind of said, okay, we're going to put you on the big wages. You're going to pay all your agent fee, and all that. So, this is the reason why everybody you will know that everybody that Arsenal got in place to sign player, they're not experienced
Let-
enough.
let's let's
And
let's 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 then have a and I mean Akuma, you can answer this question next.
Yeah,
What
sure.
in your opinion, what does this I mean what that transfer window and the fact that I mean we don't know as far as the story goes, but from the rumors we know there was Vlahovic, we know there was
Mm,
probably Isaac that we may have
mm.
gone after. We know there was the guy who went to Newcastle, Bruno. We know that it was, and we don't know for sure, but there were rumors that we were trying to go after him. There were rumors about some other midfielders as well, Neves, Douglas Luiz. To you, what does this say about that Arsenal's pull, that ability to pull quality players or any player that we want from anywhere in the world? Do you
Yeah, I
think that
think
we still got it, or do you
yeah,
think that maybe
I
we
think
don't have it
it's I
anymore?
think obviously you have to remember Arsenal's philosophy has changed, and there's a way to interpret it. So the cynical way is like, and I would agree. I think we should at least find a striker because I'm not comfortable with the strikers that we have with Lacazette and Nketiah as well. But at the same time, though, I could see it in the sense that if we're going to sign a player, we want to sign a player that we want, not just because for the sake of just to make up numbers. I go, how many times have we signed strikers in the players in the January window and they've not really let the light on fire? I think the only one I can remember that's actually been quite good has been Aubameyang. Apart from that, any players that we did sign in January didn't really set the lights on fire. You look at Cedric, you look at who was the player that the left back that scored a penalty for us but never played again. So Arsenal's philosophy is this that we're going to go for our number one targets, and if we don't get them and they're trying to extort us for money, we'll wait till January. I think they've said we'll take the calculated gamble that since we haven't got European football, we've just got the Premier League. We feel that we can still maintain our fourth position. I hope that they're right, but I'm a bit worried that we're still lacking on the strikers front.
And you make a valid point. Like we all would hope that they're right. I always
Mm,
hope that, even though I don't agree with the strategy, you kind of
mm.
have to hope that they prove you
Yeah,
wrong. And
yeah,
sometimes
exactly.
sometimes they have proven us wrong. I remember
Yeah.
Ramsdale is one person that I would always say has proven me wrong because
Mm,
I didn't think it was gonna work out, but it seems
mm.
like it's
and
worked out so
again,
far.
I think the reason why the Arsenal doesn't sign this guy that went to Newcastle is it Bruno, yeah?
Yeah, Bruno
Yeah,
Guimaraes.
I think the reason why he went to Newcastle is because past Partey came back earlier than what they expect because they are expecting Ghana to go far in the
Yeah,
competition. So
yeah.
the party came back. Xhaka's suspension kind of went quickly. It
Mm,
went really fast. So I think we got all our midfielder back. So, but the only thing that kind of surprised me is we letting the wrong player leave the club, and we still keeping the player a player like Eddie Nketiah should
mm.
still be at
No,
Arsenal
I
right
agree.
now.
I agree.
He
I
should
agree.
have gone.
Totally, totally, totally.
And he wants
You
to
know,
leave too, He's
yeah,
made it
but
clear that he wants to leave.
this is the player that doesn't want to sign a contract. Just let him go, and you know that you only rely on what was it called
That's
Lacazette.
Lacazette.
If you're going to be converting Martinelli to as a striker, or you're going to be playing Pepe up front, just walk through it and just do whatever you got to
You
do.
have to. I mean,
You know
just because you touched on, I mean, and I'm taking a comment from Slayer here. He says, "I just want to forget about that month." I'm guessing he's talking about January. It was a tough month. You remember we had a very good December, and then January was just terrible, and we'll talk about it in a moment. But since you just mentioned Nketiah and Pepe just now, I think that the general consensus once Aubameyang sort of left was maybe now Pepe will get a bit more game time, um, right? But it still seemed, I
how?
mean, from the game, I don't know. Like Pepe had a decent
Because
Afcon.
we only got like one game a week.
Pepe's got a decent AFCON, right?
Yeah.
And we have, I mean, I think as a whole now, our first team attack is like four players or like maybe five players,
Hmm.
right? So it's Lacazette, Martinelli, Odegaard, Bukayo Saka, and Smith Rowe, right?
Hmm.
The people that play consistently. And you kind of have to assume that, like, if one of these people, if one of them is out, right, that the next person that comes in should then be Pepe.
Yeah.
But it seems like the next person that comes in, according to Arteta's priority, is Eddie Nketiah. What do you think about that? I mean, just recently against Wolves, we saw it again. We we
But
were winning the game. He needed to bring on somebody who brought on Nketiah instead of Pepe.
first of all, the reason why I've never support the manager in any way. I support the team, but I would never support the manager. Even like I always said, even though if we
Must
finish
boy
top
the
four,
para. Eh?
if even though if we
Must
finish
boy
top
the
four,
para.
I
Oh.
still want the guy gone. Because listen, how can Eddie Nketiah be playing in front of Nicolas Pepe? They are not on the same level. Nicolas Pepe is way better player than the Eddie Nketiah. This Eddie, seriously, because I remember when Atata just first became Arsenal manager, he consistently playing Nketiah. He wants to make Nketiah the target man. He wants to make him the number one striker, but it ain't happening.
And
So
I think my conclusion is because sometimes you don't want to say that a manager doesn't like a player, right? Because you
no, no,
don't.
no.
But
You can see it on this manager. There are
it
some
seems to
player
me
that he
to
doesn't
me
like.
it's either you don't like Pepe or you really are trying to convince Nketiah to stay, and so
Mm,
you're going to play him so that he'll be happy. But
mm.
I just don't know that this is something that can
And
potentially work out
this is
for
the
us.
Nketiah that you said you like, that actually tell you that he's not going to sign a new contract, and you keep
It's
consist.
weird, right?
That is just weird, man.
I mean, Slayer seems to think Pepe will start against Brentford. I mean, I guess it's interesting. We know Martinelli's out, so somebody has to come in. I personally think ESR will be the one who comes in, and not Pepe. But I mean, like this guy can surprise you. You might see. Big ups to you, Stalin. Stalin says Eddie does not have the capacity, and I think most people would agree with this. My man Osman Ali is here, and Osman Ali. Before I read his comments, you have to know Osman Ali's first comment is always a punchline, right? He says we're in a rich vein of form at the moment. The youngsters holding it down, like Martinelli, Saka, Bemika, and ESR. The old heads are underperforming, particularly like a threat and like a Tade. Oh, Osman Ali doesn't stop,
He
but it
always hit on
doesn't. It
Taddy
doesn't.
all the
He
time.
just always does it,
Like
man. But big ups to you, Osman Ali. We've missed you, man. I must tell you because it's been a while we did this. We missed you. But I was gonna ask Akuma. So, what do you think about that whole like Eddie Nketiah, Nicolas Pepe situation as well? Do you
yes,
think?
yeah.
What do you make of it? Just tell me what you
I
make of
mean,
it.
first of all, they're two different positions. If you're looking for an outer right striker, according to obviously their position, Eddie Nketiah is the striker. I think unfortunately we're okay on the wings per se. So would you play Pepe as an outer right striker? Lacazette wasn't available. Not really. So that's probably.
Why not? Why
I
can't
would
you do
try
that?
it. I
Why
would
not?
try it. Him
It
or
was tried,
Martinelli. I would try
but
it.
then again, let me push back on that. It was tried against Valencia, wasn't it? Well, no, was it against
No, it
Was it
wasn't. It was not
Villarreal?
played Valencia. Was
No,
it though?
No, Villarreal in the UEFA semi final last season.
Wasn't that the
Remember
game where we played ASR as false nine? because
Was
that's
it
what I
him that was playing
remember
false
about
nine,
that.
or was it not Pepe that was playing false
No, it
nine?
was ESR who played false nine in
Okay,
that game.
sorry. But yeah, but I don't think that's ever happened. So it's risky to say that as well. I think it's the positioning. So, but I agree. I think there is something against Arteta has something against
Because
Pepe. So,
it's clear to everybody at this point that
mm,
Lacazette isn't going to play 90 minutes in any game. I don't think he
yeah,
has the fitness for it, right?
yes,
By
yes,
like 60 minutes, he's already gassed. You need to take him
yeah,
out. So there would
yeah,
always be the need to bring in somebody into that attack in every single
yeah,
game.
Yeah,
And at the
yeah.
moment,
but
those two choices, those are our only two choices,
Yeah,
Nketiah,
I
Pedro.
know, I
But
know.
the only reason why the only reason why Lacazette is always get tired. Look at his work rate though.
Mm, mm.
Play a striker that can put the ball at the back of the net next to him, and see the number of goals that because he's the one that will do all the running for you. By the time he gets tired, he's done all the work for the striker. But to me, another thing I want to say is when we first I remember when we first started the show when we keep talking about Guendouzi and other players like Ozil and all. I'm just dropping this one in. Everybody was saying that first of all, I would say well, Tade doesn't like Guendouzi anyway. He said he's always causing trouble. But I believe because he's young, that's why he's causing trouble from all the club that he's gone now. Now he's gone matured now. Look at him in Marseille. He's one of their the
The other day, a
when
few weeks
Marseille is
ago,
naming
it took they gave him the captain's armband.
yeah
Mm.
now in Marseille now if Marseille wants to write their team sheet now his name would be on the first on the team sheet, him and Saliba. And this
Yeah.
is our own player that a manager that he call himself a manager cannot manage them.
Yeah, but then again, Arteta has every right to determine who he
So
wants in the
he
team and
has
who he doesn't
every
want in the
no,
team.
no, no. Look,
No, and is
Akuma,
it,
look at where I'm going. First of all, okay, let's look at it this way. He fell out with Guendouzi. He sent him
yes,
out. He
yes,
fell out with what's it called?
Saliba,
Ozil. He
Ozil,
fell out with Saliba. He sent him on loan. He fell out.
yeah.
Anybody that Atata fell out with, that's the end of them. They're not playing for him anymore.
Yeah, but
And I will
clubs
give
do
you
this.
an
But yeah,
example.
but Arteta's not the only one though. This happens to all
Listen,
clubs.
wait,
All
wait, 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 wait.
managers do that. So it's not only
No, no,
unique
no,
to
no, no,
Arteta. I'm
no,
not
no,
saying he's
no.
right. I'm not saying Arteta's right. I'm just saying
Yeah.
that this is not unique to Arteta.
No,
A lot of managers do that
yeah.
to players
Listen,
because they don't
no, no,
want
no,
the
no, no,
club.
no, no. I disagree with you. Not all managers do that. There's two examples I'm going to give you. Look at the way Chelsea dealt with Lukaku situation, and look
Yeah,
at the way West Ham dealt with Kazuma situation.
yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
That is that is
but those ones were to deal with off the field activities, not to deal with on the suggestion. And
no.
another thing
Listen,
also, no, 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 no,
it can
yeah,
be
yeah, yeah, but it's
anything.
different.
It
The context
depends
is
as a
different. No,
manager.
the
It depends
context is
on how
different.
you
No,
dealt with it.
Let Akuma explain, and then
I'm
let's
telling you
go
what
to
the
Yeah.
context is different. With what was the first one? Zuma and what was it? Lukaku. Both players
Mm.
apologized publicly about that, so they were in the repentance stage. The difference between Gwenzuli, he never apologized publicly. So there is a difference, you see,
Oh,
because at the end of the day, no, you got to look at it as from a leadership. You got to look. No, you got to look at it from a general disciplining his troops. Troops will always mess up. People do that. Footballers always mess up. It's your
mhm.
attitude towards it. If you have a humble and repentant attitude, then obviously the club will try and get good PR to address the situation. Lukaku did that. He apologized to the Chelsea fans
Okay,
on Chelsea TV, and
okay,
Zuma did that as well.
okay,
He's very, very
okay.
repentant for what he did to that cat.
I got a question for you now. Now you said um Zuma and Lukaku and what was it called? Lukaku
Lukaku,
situation. They're not in the same. Okay,
because they
what?
apologized.
Okay, because they apologize. Okay,
Yes.
for example, now did their manager come out publicly and throw them under the bus?
Well, to some degree,
No, no, no. It's a question.
no,
Yes or no. It's a yes or
no,
no answer.
yeah, Lukaku, this guy did
No,
for
no, no.
Chelsea.
The
He did
manager.
initially. Yeah, initially, yes, he did for Chelsea. For
How?
against
What did
Lukaku.
he say? What did he say to throw him under the
I
bus?
mean, I mean, back me up on this one. It was not true that what's his name? He had criticized Lukaku for what he did and left him out. Is that not
Okay.
publicly outing him out?
Let me okay.
Only
This is
David Moyes backed up
this is
Zuma.
the thing. This is the thing. Let me
I'm
let me
not.
let me
No,
start.
no, but I'm a line
Listen,
though. I'm a line.
no, no, no. You're saying that these guys didn't apologize. Okay,
Yeah.
what because what they are doing is, first of all, they're saying that Aubameyang is the disciplinary issue, right?
Mm, mm.
So why does he have to come out in public and apologize to the public? What he's doing is in the club, right?
Yeah, no,
But the
just
man, no,
because,
no, no.
yeah,
Listen to me. Let me
so
finish.
you're missing my point.
No, no,
Just
no, no, no.
because
I'm not missing.
I
I'm not
believe that
missing it.
Ateta is the general, he has every right to discipline the troops. There's ways to do it. I think the way he
Okay,
handled the Bamian situation wasn't the wisest
okay.
thing to
He
do.
he, he has
Aubameyang's a
every.
let me finish. Aubameyang's a senior player, and with
Yeah.
senior players, they have egos. So with
Mm,
egos, you got to know how to manage it, and this is the lack of it. And this is why I will agree with you. Arteta's lack of experience and man management cost the Aubameyang situation. An
mm.
experienced manager like an Arsene Wenger or Alex
Will
Ferguson
not do that.
would have not done that. I agree. I agree. Yeah.
That is
I
correct.
mean,
But
I
this
don't
is
even want
and
us to dwell too much
no,
on
and
on.
wait,
Okay,
wait, wait.
but
And
finish your thought.
this is where the problem comes. Yeah.
Mm,
In the Arsenal squad. Yeah. In the Arsenal squad right now, I want you and so how I'm gonna bring Xhaka in there. Xhaka is the player that got the most red card, right? In the
mm,
Arsenal squad right now.
At the
But
mm.
moment, yes.
Atata still trust this guy.
Yeah.
Every time this guy let us down,
Mm.
Atata still brings him back in. No
No.
any other player has
Yeah,
got that chance.
there is context towards this, you know.
Why is
Yeah,
that? Why is
because
that?
there is things that Xhaka does behind the scenes and on the pitch
Come
that is
Different
critical
on,
for
entirely.
Arsenal,
man.
whether we
Come
like it or
You know
not.
what,
Whether,
Akuma,
come
let's
on.
not dwell on this anymore, right? I think
uh,
that this entire thing we can argue about it for 2 hours, but it's ended already. That saga, in my opinion, has ended. Aubameyang has
yeah,
moved on. He's in Barcelona now. He's doing his thing. All the best to him. Hopefully, it works out. Some of us have started watching Barcelona now all of a sudden just to wait to see Aubameyang score. Yeah, he still hasn't scored, anyways. Let me take a few comments and we'll go on to the next thing because I want to touch on something you guys just talked about, right?
yeah.
Sterling says Mika Barrett should be an option. I think Mika Barrett is probably like a player in our under 23 or something. Man hasn't even had a professional debut yet. I wish maybe even if Balogun was here, that might have been a good time for Balogun, but he's already on loan. Your exclusives, big ups to you. He says, speaking in December, Ateta confirmed that Pepe was unhappy with the situation at Arsenal. He said a player that does not play, if he's happy, then we have a big problem. Of course, because the player is ambitious, he wants to play. Nico has not been happy and he's been asking for more minutes. That's the attitude he wants. But if he's asking for more minutes, you're not going to just give him, instead of just saying it. But we'll see. Big ups to you, Randy Viper is in the building.
Yes.
Yo, my brother's giving a Mossy boy. Big ups to you, Randy Viper. He's calling Akuma Tade's lawyer. Akuma and Tade are 5 and 6. I mean, so I don't know what everyone is talking about, but Mossy boy is right. I'm sure it's commenting about the Arteta situation. Osman Ali says Alex Ferguson was the biggest disciplinarian. He got Stam, King, Beckham, Van Nistelrooy, and others out. I'm not sure if MA will be a success, but I
Yeah,
like that it's changing the
let me just
culture
say
of the
something about
club.
this comment quickly.
Okay.
Okay, he's saying that Alex Ferguson is the biggest
Biggest disciplinarian,
disciplinarian manager, right? He's got Stam, Keane, Beckham, Van Nistelrooy out of the club after they've won him the title, right?
Yeah, valid at the end of the season.
At the end of the season, when those guys actually done what he asked them to do on the pitch, he doesn't get rid of them when they are in the middle of challenging for something.
Oh, I mean, oh well, that's a
You
valid
understand?
point. I think,
Getting rid of Aubameyang now, when we have chance to finish top four, this can come back to
but the
bite us.
argument, I'm not about just saying because I'm not saying I agree with you, right? I don't
Mhm.
agree with you. I'm saying the argument could also be made that Aubameyang wasn't actually doing anything. Like he wasn't scoring
It
goals.
was, but listen, it wasn't scoring anything. But players can get like what's it called, low in confidence, right? It depends. It's up to the manager to say, okay, look, I know you're low in confidence. Just go out there, go and enjoy yourself. If you get a goal, don't you if you don't get a goal, you don't need to worry. The manager is there to put a confidence back into a player, not like you're going to say, okay, because you know that Aubameyang has got issue with his family outside the pitch, which it might be affecting him. But I believe I don't. We don't know what is going on behind the closed door at Arsenal, but still, the what we hear, what we heard, and what we see, we still believe a Birmingham situation can still be dealt better than
Danny
the
was.
way the guy goes out of the club. That is what I'm
Anyways,
saying.
it's in the past right now. We gotta move on. Randy Viper, I mean, says something that I believe as well, that we should have sold him for more money. And for me, that's the problem that I had. I think that we
And
could have gotten
this guy
more
only just signed, and we
than we
let him
did.
go for
Like
free.
I'm okay with like letting him go, but like don't let him go for like as if it's not an asset. And this thing
But
that I've always said,
if he wants to go, he can
if you
go. But
wanna
we
if you
can't
wanna
just
get rid of
let him
assets, you
play
need
and
to make
go
sure
for
you get
free.
there. And
You
this
know.
is my biggest criticism of the transfer regime we've had when we're letting players go is
Hmm.
we never get good value for all the players we let go
Exactly.
under this manager, and that for me is a problem because
Hmm.
that's money revenue that you should potentially be bringing in that we can reinvest, but we don't get any revenue. Like it's just
Hmm.
everybody's just leaving for next to nothing,
Hmm.
and that is something that actually bothers me. But anyways, we keep it moving. Ryan Viper says I was right about Leno, wasn't I?
I agree. Because Randy
um,
Viper is always say that Leno has got a mistake in him,
yeah, he
but
doesn't like
because
Leno.
he's the number one, a lot of Arsenal fan doesn't see that.
It
So
doesn't. I
they
to be
don't.
honest, I don't think I always say it's that everybody sort of declined, in my
Mm,
opinion, right? Everybody we don't have we're not as good as we used to be, even under Emery, in my opinion,
yeah,
right? I know the excuse is that we're rebuilding from scratch, but everybody Leno had a mistake in him, but it wasn't this obvious, right?
it
What we
wasn't.
saw last season, we had never seen it that bad with Leno before,
Mm-mm.
but we saw it too many times last
So
season,
you
and
understand?
you
Yeah.
could say it's a confidence thing. You could just say that this player isn't working out anymore. It's time to
Hmm.
go. For me again with the Leno situation, it's okay not to want him again. Ramsdale is pulling his weight.
It's
We
way.
like
Yeah.
Mm.
Ramsdale. If you're gonna
I
let
think
Leno
it will
go,
live in the
make
summer though.
sure, but just make sure you get value for him. Don't
Hmm.
just dispose of him like like is it's not we're not doing giveaway here. Now Arsenal we just use our players to give away any small
Give
thing.
I
You
it
know
know
they
away.
with
Yeah.
a
dash
dash man, with
they
a
dash
dash
people.
to
They're
yeah,
okay
yeah.
now. This is a this is
I
a
know,
business
I
at the
know,
end of the day.
I
You
know,
gotta
I
you
know, I
gotta try
know,
to make some money for this.
I know, I know.
So yeah, that's what I'm gonna say. Now let's talk about this issue because I know you talked about Xhaka and red cards. Let's talk
Yeah,
about these red cards, right?
yeah, yeah.
15 red cards since
Oh,
Ateta took
bad,
over.
bad.
In the last, I think, is it what, the last 5 games we had 4 red cards, or maybe in the last 6 games we had 5 red cards, something ridiculous like that. Like
Mm,
it's like Xhaka had a red card, and then
mm.
Gabriel had a red card, and Pate had a red card, and Martinelli
Yeah,
had a red card. Like,
yeah,
what is it with these red cards, in your
yeah,
opinion, right?
yeah.
Do
I'll
you do
start.
you think so? These are the options I'm going to say, right? One, do you think that Arsenal players are indisciplined on the pitch? Do you think it's the case that they don't really know how to put in tackles? Because the truth is, we don't have a lot of tackles, but we still have a lot of records. So is it that the type of tackles we do make are bad, or do you think maybe there's some officiating bias there? Akuma,
Uh,
what's your thought?
well, I think it's more of a case of okay. I remember a couple of years ago. What was the last reign of Arsene Wenger? What was the criticism of Arsenal?
That we're too soft,
We're
in
too
my
soft.
opinion.
Well, too
Too
soft.
soft.
So obviously, as you know, with social media, a lot of players read this stuff. So what's happening is that there. And let's face it, we've liked that there's a more. We all agree there's more of a togetherness within the squad. So when Ramsdale makes a save, everyone's high fiving and this and that. When the referee makes a poor decision, you see all the Arsenal players jumping at the referee and stuff like that. But we like that. But the problem is that is a fine balance because it can easily turn the other way. It's a bit like the petulant red card that Gabriel had against Man City. His passion got the best out of him, and I think that's what's happening with Arsenal. We don't know how to channel that in a more um, constructed way. It's just raw passion without any channeling, and this is probably what's costing us a lot of red cards and stuff. That's my view.
Okay.
Okay, that's interesting. What's the boy? What do you think?
First of all, I'm gonna say first of all I'm going to put it down into two places. Okay. I will first of all say the talk about the standard of referee in the in the Premier League. Like it's still recently when the pundit they're talking about Arsenal, the number of their red card they're getting. One of the pundits actually mentioned something which I agree with him. He said Arsenal are not a dirty team. The officials are just too quick to bring out their cards when it comes to Arsenal, if you understand what I mean. So I don't know whether it's to me it's just like kind of when it comes to when Arsenal is playing, because if you go back to look at the red cards that we Arsenal is getting, go and look at the same similar tackle that Man City, Liverpool are making on the pitch, which they don't get yellow card for it. And when it comes to Arsenal, they're just too quick to. The one that baffled me most is the Martinelli red card.
Yeah, that was strange.
So okay, let's see. The head of referee is a what's his name again? I can't.
Mark Riley?
Gallagher.
Is it? Oh, I thought it was Mark
Gallagher.
Riley or something like
No,
that.
it's not Mike Riley. The I can't remember his Gallagher. He was
Okay.
saying that okay, in the same transition, two yellow card happened. Martinelli, we know that Martinelli pushed someone to not to take a quick throw, right? However, you allow that ball, you allow the advantage. Martinelli doesn't know, the player doesn't know that it's on yellow card. If you're going to give him that first yellow card, you know that you're going to give him that first yellow card. Stop the game, give him the yellow card. He will know that, oh, I'm on yellow card. Then he's not going to go and make the second challenge. You understand? Because you didn't do that, you just think, okay, it's still a transition. Let me stop this guy and just get a yellow card. Then we just because he wants to stop that play that Wolves is doing to get a yellow card, get one for the team, and just move on. I believe that is what is in Martinelli's mind. I will get yellow card for the team. You understand what I mean? That baffled me in one transition. You can just decide to give him a yellow card. Now, you now give him that first yellow card, which he doesn't know that he's on that yellow card.
Before
Then
the
you
guy
now
even
give
knew
him.
he had a yellow card, he had
If he
already
knows
gotten
that
a
he had
red
the
card.
yellow card, he won't go and make that challenge.
That
So,
challenge.
but the other ones that we're getting, that come on, it's kind of I'm not if me I'm not gonna blame the referee, but I just believe that we should be, but things should be balanced and we
Should be
should be more
balanced.
cautious on the pitch.
And
So
you make
because
a very valid point.
it is a contact sport. Football is a contact sport. The opponent cannot leave the what who are they playing against, not to allow them
Not
to just go and score free
to
flowing
foul you.
ball. You have to contact to get the ball back. It's a contact sport. Don't
Yeah,
just let
and
us stop the contact in the football
in the
game anyway.
sport,
So
yeah, I
yeah.
agree with you. And I think, I mean, to be honest, for every single red card that we've gotten, there's been an explanation for the red card.
Yeah,
You may not agree with it,
but
but
technically,
some people are able to justify it, and
yeah,
that's
but
okay.
technically, the Martinelli one, whether we like it or not, it is in the latter of the law. It may have not been applied in the spirit of the law. Like I agree with Mossy Boy. If Martinelli had known they had gotten a yellow card, he doesn't make the second challenge. But
Mhm.
according to the latter of the law, it was a red card.
You
But
know, you
yeah,
could explain it, right? But I
yeah,
think that what you've said in that we see people applying, I mean, the refs and the officials applying the letter of the law when it's Arsenal. But you
yes,
don't see that
exactly.
same consistency across all the other teams. We
Exactly. For example,
watched.
yeah, Harry Kane. There was a tackle when he did against Liverpool. If that was Xhaka, you know
Yeah,
that's a red card.
You know that is
it
going.
doesn't even get a card. We
But
watched Rodri. We
and
watched
again,
Rodri the other day kick Martinelli when we were
Yeah,
playing. It literally like took Martinelli off the
hmm
ground.
yeah,
Didn't
yeah.
even get a booking. We didn't even get a
no,
free kick for that.
yeah,
No,
yeah,
even
yeah,
even though there's another example, when McCarthy kicked Bukayo Saka
Bukayo
at the edge of,
Saka.
he didn't get a card for that.
He didn't even
This
get
is
booked
another
for
thing I
that.
want to quickly mention. It's not only I would say it's not only the officials that it looks like they're against Arsenal. Even the media I
Yeah.
always talk when it comes to Arsenal. I will give you one example. You remember when the COVID was, people are calling game off because their player have a COVID and injury, and
Yeah.
when Arsenal did exactly the same thing,
The backlash.
people
The,
people
in
started talking
fact,
and
I
say
know.
the
why,
the FA had
but
to go back and change the rules
did
because
I
of the
the
kind
know.
of
rules.
backlash that happened
Yeah,
when Arsenal did
because
it.
I know.
it's only when other clubs are doing it, they just look, they just let them do it. But when it comes to
I always
Arsenal
say
to do it, it's
one of the
just.
craziest tackles I've seen this season rather, was Cristiano Ronaldo literally kicking a player. Like the player was on the ground, you kicked him in the stomach just because you're frustrated and you're losing, and he
And
didn't even get
he
booked
get
for it.
booked for it.
We have VAR, we have everything. He didn't get booked for it, and so I look at all those things happening in this same league, and
And one
then
more,
you
and
guys are going to give Martinelli a red card.
another thing I want to mention is, you remember the Man City game when Gabriel get red card,
Yeah, I remember that.
right? Because Arsenal players surrounded the referee,
They got fined
they,
for
they
that as
got
well.
fined 20, is it 20,000 pound? They got
Yeah,
fined.
20
And I was looking at other games after that, which exactly the Chelsea players surround the referee, other team players surround the referee. We didn't hear whether they get fined or not.
We don't think. I don't think they
We
got
didn't.
fined.
You understand what I mean?
I
So
think, at the end of the day, I think this is why some fans are able to make the argument that there seems to be some bias against Arsenal.
you understand what I mean?
But we'll keep it
So
moving. Osman Ali says there are quotes from George Graham's days stating how everyone hates us. We've always been hated on by the refs. Look how much crap Kane gets away with. And Akuma was just saying this. There's an agenda against us.
mhm,
It's crazy. There might be an agenda against us, but I think as Akuma also makes a good point in that maybe we need to also try. I mean, there's one part of the game that we can't control, which is opponents kicking us, right, and
yeah,
getting away
Yes,
with
yes.
it. But the part that we can control is just to try not to make stupid tackles on the pitch.
yeah,
It's like the other day, Thomas Partey came on against Liverpool, and the way he just got sent off was weird for me. Like, come on, you're an
yeah.
experienced player. Maybe he was tired
No,
because
no,
he
no,
was
no, no,
rushed back
no.
from AFCON, but like, I just
Bemiga.
don't.
You see that party one. I know what he did is stupid. I'm not going to defend him, but this boy landed hours before the kickoff. It shouldn't be
He shouldn't have played at
on
all.
that
It should have
pitch
got
at
placed.
all.
I agree. I totally agree. That's okay. That's
I sent a picture on the group chat to you. Look at how tired
Man
he
was
was.
looking gone, man.
He's
yeah,
tired.
He was looking
yeah.
gone,
And you
you know.
actually ask this guy to go and play in that intense game. It would be on every,
In a game where
all of
we're
his
under
challenge will
pressure
be
as well,
late.
we're under
You
pressure, we're trying
understand?
to
So
equalize. It was crazy. But
yeah.
anyways, hopefully this red card epidemic stops. Like, just stop giving us red cards, guys. Like, enough. you know. But let's talk a bit more about some of the results we've now had. January was horrific from an
Mm.
Arsenal standpoint. It was just a very bad month, fixture wise. We played um we played what, 4 or 5 games in January. I mean,
Mm,
from January 1st, we played Manchester City and lost. On the 9th of January, we played Nottingham Forest. I remember before that game, we had, this show, and nobody could ever have imagined that we're going to lose to
it's
Nottingham
to
Forest.
Nottingham
It was
Forest.
like a
Yeah.
walkover. We're all just
Hmm.
looking forward to the next Liverpool game, you know. But we
Mm,
lost against Nottingham Forest. Then we played Liverpool first leg, which was a pretty good performance because we drew even after we had collected a red card.
yeah.
Then we played Liverpool again and lost. Drew against Burnley, and that was like January. So there was not a single win in January. The only goal we scored in January was Bukayo Saka's goal against Manchester City. It was
Mm,
bad, you know. And now we're out of both the Carabao Cup and the FA Cup.
mhm.
In your opinion, I know January was bad, but do you think, the fact, the way we were knocked out of those cups, did that, can you justify that, or do you think that this is a sign that things are not going well, and maybe we might have made a huge mistake in that January transfer window?
No, I think what it is, it's a bit like if you're investing, you can only go what's in front of you, and you have to look at the variables and stuff like that. And we just had a perfect storm whereby we had the African Cup of Nations, And we probably had, and I know the Arteta gets a lot of criticism for selling Maitland Niles during the January window, but he's probably promised him to say, look, you're not going to get a lot of games. Once the January window opens, I'm going to put you on loan and stuff like that. So it was one of the ones whereby, because of obviously, we knew that obviously we're going to lose, especially the African players, to the AFCON. You know, it's a perfect storm. And it was one of the things I also thought, okay, we'll take that hit just for until the duration until we
But it turned out really bad. We lost. We lost pretty much all the games we
I know,
played
it was a gamble. It was a gamble that
during
didn't
that
pay off.
AFCON
But yeah,
period.
but like I said, if you're in a leader and you've got to make these decisions, you've got to take gambles. That's the fact of life. You're not going to get certainty. You can only go play with the cards that you're dealt with and just hope that that gamble pays off.
That
Sometimes it
works.
does, sometimes it doesn't.
Sometimes it does. You're right. Mossy boy, I'm sure you must have been fuming when we were losing to Nottingham Forest and Liverpool. But what did you think?
Well, you know, the F, but I was not happy when we lost to them because FA Cup is our cup anyway. Well, it should be because if you go back to look at the team that in the last 5 FA Cup, is only Arsenal that won that cup twice. The last 5. Arsene Wenger won it the last time when he's leaving. Then Mikel Arteta won it. The rest is Chelsea, I think, Leicester, and I think is it Man City. I can't
Yeah,
remember
we've
who won
literally
it, but
won 4 of the last 8, actually, even
four,
if you
yeah,
want to go
4 of
back a
you.
bit
You
further.
see, so you understand what I mean. So the way we lose to Nottingham Forest, I think we lost to Nottingham Forest because we don't take them seriously. It's only when the game start and Nottingham Forest is they kind of
They
giving us
peppered us throughout the
prepare.
game.
That's when Ateta looks at it and say, oh, this is not a joke. So, however, it's not it cannot it doesn't have the players on the bench that because it should know that okay we don't have a European football. You should be playing your strongest team in every competition that you are in.
That you're in.
The
Yeah,
the 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 the, li- the League
It
Osman,
Cup.
is, yeah.
Osman, I was
Yeah.
going to say Osman Ali, your man is
Eh,
Hey
here.
guys,
Oh.
hey, how you doing,
Big
Tari? You
ups
okay?
that day.
But
Osman Ali
but
will be rejoicing now that you entered the room with
I
picture.
know. But the
What's
Osman
boy,
League
Ali.
Cup.
finish it. What's boy, finish your thoughts so we'll get to
Yeah,
Tally.
the League Cup side of the thing, that one I didn't really get angry because we are playing one of the top team in the league anyway. So if we
Yeah.
lose to them, it's not like we'll go on and lose to someone at the
I
bottom
mean,
of the table.
They do beat
Liverpool,
us on a
they're
regular
decent.
basis,
Even there is no
anyways.
Salah, there is no money. They still got Jota, they got all these good players. So I
That
won't
Diogo
worry
Jota
too much.
guy, I know they want to see
Yeah.
that guy again for our stadium.
But
Anyways,
the
big ups to you, Tade. Tade, welcome to the show. Welcome. How have you been, my brother? How's it
Big up,
going, boss?
big up, guys. Big up, house. Big up,
Yeah.
everyone in the
yes,
chats. Well,
the
I can't,
boss.
I can't see
It's
the
good.
chats or anything.
It's
Yeah.
good to have you. It's good to have you. How have you been? Hope work has been good. Life, everything.
Man, life is hard, man. Well, we have to live this life, innit?
Yeah, that's right.
Huh?
Oh,
Life's
cool.
never been easy though. You have to
You
work
know,
for everything you need.
Yeah, yeah.
I would love, I mean, we've spoken about a number of things on the show already, but I would love to just go back and hear his thoughts around the transfer window that we had in January, and I'm sure that everybody wants to hear this, what Taddy thinks as well, letting players go out on loan, the Aubameyang situation, whether we are now in a place that, is good enough for us to compete for the rest of the season based on the outcome of that transfer window. What were your thoughts about that, Taddy?
I mean, I don't know if we were ever in a better place to compete before the transfer window than we
Mm,
are after, in my opinion, because the people that left the team, I don't see how they're going to affect this team going forward. I mean,
mm,
Aubameyang wasn't playing. I mean, we started playing better after he was benched for whatever reason.
mhm,
Um, Maitland-Niles wasn't playing. He was never going to play. Chambers wasn't playing. He left. So, really and truly, for me, most of those players are left. I don't see how much that maybe Aubameyang arguably, but we knew that there, there was no coming back for him from the way everything was handled. But the rest of the people that left, people were
mm,
crying, oh, they're letting these guys go. etc. I get people get frustrated, etc. But when you sit down and think deeply, those players, were they really playing?
They
No, they
weren't
weren't.
actually. They were not, and that's facts.
So there are still a lot of dead woods that we need to get rid of in this football club. And it's been a gradual process. Let's think back to where we were during the likes of Socrates, Kolasinac. All those guys have gone now. It's a gradual thing. Getting rid of players is one of the hardest things in this present climate in football,
Yeah.
simply because when they see how bad some of these players are, their value is going to drop, and not many clubs are going to want them. Someone like Nketiah, for instance, who was sent on loan to Leeds, he was still sitting on the bench in Leeds. His value was never really going to be all there high, as we really wanted, or how much money we really want for him. We're never really going to get it because his value is just not high up. Secondly, you have to think about one of the reasons why we're keeping him is because he's the only other option we have up front after Aubameyang has left. I think he wants to leave. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think
Yeah, he
Nketiah
wants to leave. I don't think he's going to sign a new contract.
and doesn't
So
want to
looks like
sign. I get that. From a footballer point of view, I understand that he's frustrated, he wants to play. But then again, you have to look at currently we have two strikers that are firing blanks. But then again, they're the only strikers we've got. And the person we wanted to get in is it Vlahovic or whatever, he looked at us and said, "You guys are no good. So I'm not gonna come." And then he went to Juventus. But we really wanted him. We really, really wanted him. So we were making moves in the market. Let's not forget that we were making moves in the market. But it's really tough,
but
man.
I got a question for you, Taddy. So my question to you now is, even though no matter how bad a player is, like you mentioned, let's say Atata and Edu sees all these players that we're letting them go, how bad that they really are, right? Does it warrant Arsenal to just be terminating their contract and just let them go for free? At least we can still get 1 million, 2 million for some of them, just
It's
to
like,
get. You understand what I'm saying?
yeah, but
Does that
no,
why are we letting them go
the
for free?
climate's different. The climate's different. Post before COVID, that would have
Yeah.
happened. But now clubs are keeping their money as
Yeah,
tight, boy.
but the thing is, Akuma, the thing is, tell me which other club terminate their players' contract and just let them go for free. At least they will still get something for those
Yeah, but
players. That's my
Arsenal
question.
are dealing with a cancer. I hate to use that word in the club. And if you're dealing with a cancer, you got to take radical action sometimes. And we've been telling
Yeah,
it's
but
been a toxic.
on every player that leave the club,
Yeah,
some
but
player even go on loan without no loan
yeah,
fee.
but one of Arteta's tasks, and I think he's actually done is one of his plus points. He's actually done really well. Is take over the dead weight, the cancer, the dead bodies that are just literally, the burdens on the club and stuff like that. And Teta, you would agree with me.
You people need to be kinder with your words. We're talking about human beings here. There's no God
That's
in
true.
the
Sorry,
country.
I apologize. I
So,
apologize.
so I mean, the use of dead wood is not really. I don't classify it as an insult. I mean, in footballing terms, when we're talking
I
about,
probably should have said that. Yeah.
I mean, I don't even classify it as an insult personally, because deadwood simply means, these guys aren't alive, they aren't active in the club anymore. That's how I perceive what
Yeah.
deadwood means. Because
Yeah.
if you look at the likes of Maitland, he was, with all due respect to him, a deadwood in the sense that he wasn't doing nothing. He wasn't active. He was just there training, and he wasn't playing. So you look at these kind of players and say, you know what? The best thing to do is to find a way for them, because these players have frustrated themselves. I had this argument with Stricto. That was when I went for the Man City. No. Was it? Yeah, I think when I went for the Man City game, I can't remember now. But we have
I
this
think it's
mess.
Man
We have
City
this
game. Yeah.
argument. Oh yeah, we had this. I think that's the only game I've gone this season, to be honest. We had the argument about why are you letting players go, blah 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 blah. And it's almost like what you guys are saying. And I kind of made him understand that you have to look at things from two sides, right? First and foremost, you don't want frustrated players around the camp. That's one. What tends to happen when you have frustrated players around the camp is they can become a cancer in Akuma's words, in the sense that they're gonna be moody, they're gonna be grumbling, they're gonna be moaning.
Leaking stories to the press as well.
Leaking stories, possibly leaking stories to the press. We've seen an evidence in Danny Rose. I don't know how many of you have watched All or Nothing for Tottenham. And we've seen how Danny Rose was complaining, saying, why are these players getting ahead of me? And they're playing rubbish. We are still playing them. He even told Mourinho he was going to go and report him to the owner, Daniel Levy. These are just examples. Now, you want people to be happy, but you cannot make everyone happy in a football club. It's unfortunate because you can't play all of them at the same time. But
That's
you
correct.
get those odd people out that they're never going to get a chance. It's going to be hard for them. The best thing you can do is to get rid of them. Now, do I like the way we're doing business? Probably not. But you need to understand that many of these players that were there, that we're getting rid of, predates Arteta and Edu. Let's not forget that. They predate Arteta and Edu. And many of these players, if you think back to it, it's possible that the likes of Arteta and Edu might not even want these players in the first place. And now they can't get rid of these players because they're not getting proper bidding for them. Now, the only place I'm going to afford the likes of Arteta and Edu was because they didn't let Maitland-Niles go when Everton wanted it. Right?
Yeah, and they want
But
and
then
even
Same as
Wolves.
Nketiah as well.
No. Just to
So-
remember, Wolves wants to play around 30 something million for him.
Yeah.
Yes.
I
And
mean,
they
there
let-
was a bid
Yes.
for Nketiah as well. Like, I think it was before the start of last season. It was like 20
Yes.
mil.
I think what happened was he thought he had a place on the squad. He was going to give him. I think what happened was he was thinking he was going to give him playing time. But listen, you can't promise someone you're going to give them playing time when other player plays at perform. It's just doesn't work that way. Unfortunately, it doesn't work that way. And so another player like Pepe, I'm looking at Pepe and I'm thinking he's another player that's going to be out of the door very soon, in my opinion, because he doesn't look like Arteta fancies him. He's giving him his chance and he doesn't fancy him. He doesn't like what he's getting from him for whatever reason. Now,
but
all I'm
I
going
got
to say-
another question for you. Just finish first. Yeah.
All I was going to say in summary is I don't see much. I mean, the only thing I'm gutted about is Aubameyang. But then I'm not stupid enough to understand that something really bad has gone on. Because for this guy to be ostracized from the whole team, then there was no way for him to come back. Absolutely no way. And that one is beyond football. That one is way beyond football. We know that. The truth is going to come out. So I think apart from Aubameyang, I think every other person, I'm not going to cry. I'm not going to lose sleep. Because they were not in the team anyway. Look at Chambers. Chambers went there to go and cost almost penalty the last day for us. Anyway, I'm not even going to get into that. But
anyways, Multiple, you say you have a question. So ask your question and then we can move on from this
my
topic.
question is for but to me, I see is that if an experienced manager will kind of figure out how to do. Why is it that
No, but
every
Arteta is
player
not
that
an experienced manager.
listen, why is it that every player that fall out with Arteta, they're out of the club?
Yeah, but he's like I said, one of the things Arteta's thing is he's still learning the job. When Arsene Wenger probably first became manager, he probably had these what we call growing pains. I think this is to give Arteta the benefit of the doubt. I'm not saying everyone thinks I'm just 100. I'm a Arteta fanboy. All I'm just saying is that Arteta has to go through his growing pains. Because I think he's 39, 40 now.
He's 39.
Yeah, so when he's 50 now, when he's in management, he'll say, you know what, I'll probably done things differently. That's how we all grow.
And it's what I've always said.
I agree with you that we all. I agree with you that we all
learning
grow.
curve for every manager.
If you follow,
can I answer a question?
Let's go.
What I think is happening is this, and a lot of people might not agree with me, but I think I think Arteta is trying hard to get respect, and he's struggling with that. Now, I've seen a lot of people online say, what has Arteta achieved for him to be able to do what he's doing currently? Now, when you're in a leadership position, I don't think that is the best way for people to judge you.
Yeah.
I'm thinking the likes of Aubameyang, they might have done something that really, 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 really made him feel like he's been disrespected and he's not been able to get the authority. And the best thing to do is to say, listen, bro, charge. I'm the manager. If you don't respect me, you're out the door. See, let's be very honest. Credential wise in football, in as much as Arteta was a very good player, let's not forget he was a very good player. He was. But he never really won anything in football, apart from the FA Cup for Arsenal. Now, Aubameyang and the likes of these guys will probably be looking at him and saying, what have you achieved? for me to give you respect. But
Good
let's
point.
forget,
Good point.
we forget that he's in charge. He's the manager. Give him his bloody respect.
Hmm.
This is
Yeah,
what I
but
think is happening.
do you remember me saying this when we first started this show? That
Mhm.
Atata, because Atata has played with some of this player in Arsenal, is not
Mhm.
getting the respect he deserves. I've said
Mhm.
that
Yeah,
long
you
time
said it.
ago.
Yeah,
So
you did say it.
then,
I agree with you.
Yeah.
yeah.
But
Yeah, but that's gonna. Yeah.
the question now is the solution. The question now is the
Mm.
solution. Is
Hmm.
Ateta gonna say, sorry, they're not giving me respect, I'm gonna go? Or does he say, you either respect me or you're out the door?
Or
Which
you're
one?
out the
Hmm.
door. And I keep,
Choose one.
to be honest, I actually absolutely agree with Tade. I think Mikel Arteta is trying to establish himself, trying to make sure that everybody there respects the fact that he's
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
charge. And
And yeah,
once anything, any player, anybody seems to be a threat to that respect, is going to get rid of you.
yeah,
And that's
exactly.
what I think.
And one thing I would say though, the young players do respect Ateta.
Hmm.
Yeah,
That's for a
but
fact. Yeah.
the
Yeah, but
young
that's
ones would have to respect him.
yeah, but
Is
that's
more
what and
is
he
their
will.
senior.
And I could see Ateta's philosophy. I rather play this team with young players I have established than prima donnas that think because they're big time Charlies. That's his way he's going to do
To
it.
me,
And the
it's
reason
also
why,
why
yeah, I think that's why he's loyal to Xhaka because Xhaka respects him. That's
But
why.
I
but
think
Yeah.
this is
this
also
is the
why we have
Xhaka
our
respects him,
project
but he's
youth
the one that he
essentially.
always let him down most of the time.
Xhaka
Yeah.
is
You
a
can
thorn in
see
our flesh.
I mean, for me, I had the same argument with Victor. Funny enough, this was even on a phone call. It was on a phone call. We spoke on the phone, and it was all about Shaka because he doesn't like Shaka. And we were arguing and arguing and arguing. And he felt that Shaka was the one. There was a rumor going on that Shaka was the one that was involved in that scandal. The
Scandal, yeah, I
the
heard
yellow
that, yeah.
card. I don't know if you guys were aware of it. The
Hmm.
Yeah,
yellow
yeah,
card
yeah. The
scandal, the
Yeah.
betting
betting and
Yeah,
one.
whatever.
that's right, yeah.
And he was so convinced because he said it doesn't make sense the kind of cards these guys get. Now, I was trying to make Strict to understand that it's he's making those mistakes based on his abilities. He's not intentionally trying to sabotage the team or try. That's what I think. I just think it's down to his ability. Shaka, once you overtake Shaka with speed, he will just hack you down. That's what he does. but
It will
but
just
in as much
pull
as you don't
you.
like
That shirt
it,
pulling. I don't know why Xhaka is obsessed with it.
It's
because
Albanian.
you
It's
can't
Albanian, man. You're not gonna get through him, man. It's because that's Albanian stubbornness and pride.
you can't run. So
Yeah.
for me, I kind of agree with what Akuma is saying from the perspective of the young players respecting him, and we see it in their game. We see it in how much effort that they're putting on the football. In fact, the whole team right now. Okay. Look at the game against Wolves. Under Arsene Wenger, we've lost that game, no
Yeah.
doubt,
Well,
Yeah.
Yeah,
no,
in
that's
the
right.
closing days of Wenger,
no doubt.
probably. Yeah.
No doubt, he's bringing in that grit into the team. We
Mm.
have to give Arteta that credit. He's bringing grit,
Mm,
serious grit into the team. And
mm,
even last season, where we ended eighth, let's not forget we had the third best defense in terms of goals conceded. So you could
mhm.
see that gradual increment in the defensive side of the game.
And the
However,
percentage of clean sheet as well. The Arsenal
we're,
are
no,
top.
we're number two. We're number
Yeah,
two
yeah,
right
yeah.
now. We're number two. We're joint top with Liverpool, I think.
Mm.
Okay, I don't know
No,
about
I
now
think
because Liverpool played.
57% of clean sheet rate Arsenal has
It,
got.
it, it,
They're
it, it's
number
it,
one
it's
as well.
Yeah,
exciting to
we have
see. I
8
won't
games.
even lie. It's exciting to see, that we're able to keep those clean sheets. I mean, at the moment we have 3 games in hand, and we're what, fifth place?
Mm,
No, we're
If
sixth.
or we're sixth.
six.
Mm.
If we try to win all our games in hand, we could be third. That's
If
how
we try,
crazy it
if
is
we
right
try,
now.
Chelsea and
Yeah,
Tottenham.
It's
yeah,
possible. But
but
like it is
Chelsea and
possible,
Tottenham.
the fact
mm,
that it is possible for us now, for me, is exciting. That's why we're having this top four debate all of a sudden. That, wow, can we
mm,
actually make top four? We weren't having this
mm.
debate, a few months ago, but all of a
I
sudden it's
know.
like it
Yeah.
seems like maybe we
If
can actually.
if we get
Yeah,
top
but
four, I think it's a bonus
it's a
because I
Yeah.
never really thought we're gonna get top four anyway this season, in my
mm,
opinion.
Yeah.
mm,
Let's
I
think
thought
back to
Best
the
will be
beginning of the
fifth.
season.
I
mm.
thought
Sorry?
Best will be fifth.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
what I want to say is that Wolves game, yeah. Then when they interviewed their captain, the Connor Cody, he said, "Oh, we don't really like them. Look at the way they are happy because they won the game one
That
0."
was just
You
being
know what?
bitter, yeah.
I just said we
That
don't
was
need your
nervous.
friendship.
That was
No, we
nervous,
don't.
innit?
We don't need your friendship. We need the 3 points, right?
It was just being bitter. Anyways, before we move on, before we wrap up the show, right? There's just two
No,
other
no,
things I
no.
want us to
Before
talk
you wrap
about.
up the show, I want Tade to talk about what you asked us earlier regarding all the red card. We have the highest red card.
Oh yeah.
In,
Tade, do
I
you have
just
any
want
comments
Tade to
about
touch on
the
that.
red card epidemic at Arsenal right
Mm.
now? It's like one red
I
card per
think,
match.
yeah, I think what's happening is I don't have much to say apart from the fact that Arteta has brought a lot of grit into these players. I think he wants them to be more animalistic. However, they have not been very tactical about it.
Yeah,
The players
that's
need
it.
to learn how
Yeah.
to be. The players need to learn how to be more sensible and tactical. And the simple reason I'm saying this is if you look at the likes of Fernandinho, I have not seen a player that fouls more than Fernandinho.
More than
Fernandinho
that's
never
correct.
gets red card, but
I
because he's
said it
more
before he came on.
intelligent. Oh, right. Well, that means we're on the same page, isn't it? So,
Mhm.
he's more sensible about it. So I think what's happening is Arteta has told them to be more bullish, right? And I think we're seeing it in the way they play their football. However, they're not very smart they're not street smart. You need to be street smart about these things. And that's one of the reasons why the top players get away without getting red cards or yellow cards and still fouling continuously.
Yeah.
So
Do
they
you
need to
think
be.
we don't have the player to do the job
No.
correctly?
We have you learn these things. This thing
Mhm.
you can learn it. You need to be. You learn to be smarter by being experienced. Do you think Martinelli will repeat the same thing that he did that day? He wouldn't repeat the same,
No,
even
no,
if at
no.
all. Even if at all, I still have my doubts about the referee and the decision he made.
Yeah, but
Because
this is the thing, though. This is the thing, though. Xhaka keep doing exactly the same mistake every time, even though he has made that mistake before.
Shaka's own is divine intervention
I can tell you that guy.
because his ability lets him down. So once his ability lets him down, he just drags you down. That's what he does. He can't. He doesn't have the speed to turn around and follow a player. So what tends to happen is though he just has to hack the play, and I have a problem with him for that. But listen, he still has other things in him that makes him better than certain players. So I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know what to say.
It is what it is. Anyways, let's two more things and then we can wrap up the show, right? First of all, big ups to Usman Ali. He says we need to discuss Laka threat. He is single-handedly capable of ruining our top four plans at this stage. He is worse than Xhaka for me, and that's one of the things that I want to talk about, right? Lacazette. We saw him against Wolves. So the two things. One, I said to you earlier that it doesn't last 90 minutes. So it's certain that at some point we always have to take off Lacazette. But the second thing is he's missing, and I know maybe the role he plays right now isn't necessarily like the role of like a target man or something. He seems to always drop in and try to link up play and all of that. But when he still gets those one or two chances per game, it doesn't seem to have the clinical ability to get us over the line. Do you think that it will be worth starting to try somebody else as a number 9 ahead of him now, or do you think we
Who?
stick with him to the end of the season? I'm saying maybe try. No, Martinelli, for example, you could say maybe I'll try Martinelli. If not
We
because
can try
Pepe has
Pepe.
been, if not because it doesn't look like Pepe will play, right? I would have said maybe try Pepe as well. But do you think
I will
it's
never.
worth turning it around?
I will never play Pepe as number 9. Never in my life will I play Pepe as number 9.
Why? Why is that?
Pepe lacks the ability, except you play him with a certain instruction that he should be running behind players coming from the wings. He can never hold up play. It's not his game. Even when he's on the wings, he loses possession. Talk less of now putting him in the middle of two towering centre backs. He will lose possession countless
It will
times.
mean his only job is to just hang around the defenders, play on their shoulder and score. It
That's
won't
all.
be involved in link up play.
That's all. Because that's one of the advantages you get with Lacazette. Lacazette is the only player that can hold up play. But after he's finished holding up play, what next? He links to a player or he gives a true pass. But when he now gets in a position where he's supposed to score, we're not sure where we're going to get.
That's it, yeah.
So, for me, right now, the only person that even looks sharp is on red card, which is Martinelli. Right? That's the only person. In Ketia, I don't even understand him.
In Ketia, he just wants to just put him close to that 6-yard box. That's where he's effective.
Ketia will score you a hat trick against the 5th round of the League Cup. When it comes to the big time, the big moment,
he can't do anything else on the pitch.
Mr. Open goal against Everton.
That's what Nketiah is. He's a finisher, right? And he has to be in the box to finish. That for me is so limited.
He's a poacher. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. So for me, honestly, this striking situation is fingers crossed for me. If if our midfield players can contribute more, like they did that period when we were really doing well, if they can contribute more, then we wouldn't be having this discussion anymore about, like I said, it's just going to be linking up with the likes of Saka or maybe Emil Smith Rowe. And I have my reservation about Emil Smith Rowe, by the way. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but his
No,
energy
no.
level. Have you guys noticed something? When he comes in as much as I was not fully behind the whole Odegaard signing, I've actually seen a lot of improvement in Odegaard. I'm not going to lie. I've seen a lot of
And I have
improvement.
said it though, and I did say it today from the beginning. I have said it with Odegaard.
What did you say? Sorry?
No, that he will come good in the end, Odegaard. I did
He's
say that.
improved. He has improved. I'm not going to lie. But defensively as well, I've noticed an improvement in Odegaard compared to Emil Smith Rowe. I'm not going to lie. Many times that Emil Smith Rowe comes into the game, his body language, I don't really understand what's going on. Is it because he's not starting
Can
games?
I just say now
Because he
that
wants to start
at December, no, at December, Smith Rowe was coming off the bench and scoring
and
a goal
scoring goals.
in almost every match. So what changed between then and now?
So scoring goals for me is a bonus as far as I'm concerned. It's not, you can't just keep, are you Messi? You can't just keep scoring goals left and right. But when you're not scoring goals, offer me something else. And his body language, even when he scored those goals, there's something about his body language. I don't understand it. It's almost like when he's trying to even defend, it's almost like he's escorting a player. He's not putting in his tackles. Not. I see Odegaard actually fighting. I don't get it.
For me, my theory with Smith Rowe, and I've always said it, is the first problem he had was when he burst into the scene and was doing well, right? He wasn't getting the recognition that other youngsters were getting. People like Saka and all these people, even when he was playing better than them. And then all of a sudden, he's doing well, he's getting recognized, and then you drop him. He's now somebody that comes off the bench. And I think that might be playing in his mind a little bit. Like he wants to be starting.
It's not like he just get dropped like that.
No,
Remember,
he
he get
got
injured.
injured and then he hasn't been able to get back into the team. So for him,
That's
maybe
right.
he feels like he should be starting games instead
Let's not
of coming
forget.
up to play 15, 20 minutes.
Let's not forget when he got injured, Odegaard them stepped up and scored like 2-3 goals.
Odegaard just turned, it's hard to drop Odegaard now because he stepped up. But I mean, it's healthy. I don't know. This thing Tade has mentioned is actually quite obvious. Smith Rowe doesn't seem to have that energy that he used to have.
But
He needs to
my
completely
question is, look at the like of Manchester City and Liverpool. How come they can keep all their maybe 24, 25 player they register in the Premier League happy?
Because they're the best teams. They are the top. Nobody. If you leave Man City, where are you going?
And they rotate them.
Exactly.
If you leave Man City, you can go to Real Madrid or go to Barcelona.
Man
No,
City
the
has
one
to be sure about
the
those
one
teams.
paid the wages. The one paid the wages.
So I have two answers. One, they rotate them. Two, they are winning. You need to understand when a team is winning, the players can hardly have an argument with the coach.
Yeah.
When the team is not winning, that's when a Danny Rose is gonna come out and tell you these guys were playing shit and you still played them. You need to understand this. We're all human beings, right? So when the team is not doing well, they have every right to accuse or argue with the coach. Why are you playing this guy? Why are you not playing all this? But when the team is winning, it's hard for them to open up and say anything. Very hard. But then again, in Man City, they're rotating. Let's not forget that. They're rotating almost all the players.
And they rotate. Even people like Nathan Ake still they get game time. And
and the reason they can rotate is because he knows he's still gonna win games. Even
he knows they're gonna
if
win.
you rotate our team and bring Balogun and Nketiah,
we're gone. You know how it is now. Look at January, just when we didn't have a few of our top players. See how badly we played.
Exactly.
So, you're correct. Anyways, the big question, right, before we go, right, is do you guys think Arsenal can make top four? Akuma, do you think we can make top four this season?
We've got the best possible chance we've had in years at this present moment in time.
No, don't say that. Don't say that. Our best chance at top four in recent years was Emery's first season, and he bottled it. But continue, please.
I'll probably say the last 2 years then.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'll probably just said that. Yes, but then again, sometimes with Arsenal is that when you expect them to do something, they can let you down. They can beat a Wolves, but get a draw against Burnley. So we just have to see. I think the advantage is no European football, no distraction. is to
It's
our
just the
advantage.
Premier League now.
Yeah, exactly. So that's where we are probably our favourites by the bookies to clinch that fourth spot. So yeah, I'll say yes.
Okay, great. Boy, what about you? What do you think?
No,
Don't think we can say this
I'm
right.
not gonna dwell on that too much. I'm gonna agree with what
Yeah.
Taddy said earlier. I don't think we get in top four.
Wow. Tade
Wow.
is Tade, is this really what you think? You don't think we can make up for? Is
Come on, Tade.
Tade, can you hear us?
Sorry,
Let
guys, I was on mute. Sorry. I was saying that that's not what I said. I said it's gonna be a bonus if we get top four.
mm,
Because I never really expected we're gonna get top four. But if you're
mm,
asking me the question, do I think we're gonna get top four? Is that the question?
No, do you think
yeah.
we can? Do you think it's a
Oh,
possibility
do
for
no,
us
oh
at
yeah,
this
of
point? Do you
course
think
we
we have
can.
what it takes?
Of course we can. I mean, we
Well,
can
it looks
because
like it, but we're not going to get it. Trust.
we
Oh,
can. But the
Mm,
question now is this: we have to look at the. I keep telling. I know you and me and you guys. We've had this argument some time ago.
mm,
Look, every team in Premier League now, they're not pushovers. They're not
exactly. Good point.
pushovers.
Yeah, yeah. Look at Burnley.
Burnley.
Yes, yeah.
We say Burnley is at the bottom, but let's not forget they have how many games in hand. And look at it. They drew with Chelsea. They drew with us. You know,
And Man United. And Man
it,
United as well.
Man United. You know, so it's not. They're not. Look at Wolves. They say, why are we jubilating? Why would this? Why won't we jubilate? You guys are good.
yeah,
No,
but
seriously,
Tade,
you
what you
guys are
said
good.
something. You said something just now. You said teams in the Premier, all the teams in the Premier League are not pushovers. Even though
No,
team right at the bottom of the table, they are not pushovers.
no.
I want to say this, and I will keep saying this. Right, there are teams in the Premier League that Arsenal should be, they should be beating them.
On
You don't have
paper,
a defined right. You don't have a
on
defined right to win a league,
on
a
on
Premier League.
Mossy Boy on paper. This is one of the reasons why I usually try to
Mm,
separate the name of the football club, Arsenal, the
mm,
history. I separate that history from the
mm,
actual reality on ground. I look at the group of players that are playing for Arsenal Football Club today, and I don't compare them in my head with the stock of players that played for Arsenal Football Club back in the days where we're dominating. We have to live that reality. If we're going to
mhm,
say on paper, yes, we should be winning them on paper based on the history of the club, based on the name of the club. When you look at the actual players, look at
mm.
Aston Villa. Aston Villa and Everton, they're among the top spenders in the last how many
Yeah.
years now among us. So you have to look now. The money is now it is now almost equally shared in a way now compared to back in the days when it was just Arsenal, Chelsea, and Liverpool that were spending. So we need
Mm,
to understand that times are changing. Financial equality is also changing. There's a lot of things that are actually changing in football now.
mm,
You look at so many players in all these other clubs. Coutinho, for instance, is above Aston Villa in my opinion. He should be in an Arsenal. He's gonna, in my opinion, he's gonna walk into the Arsenal team. But he's
mhm,
playing for Aston Villa. You understand what I'm saying? Look at
mm,
Trippier. Trippier and Tomiyasu should be fighting for right back position in Arsenal Football Club. But he's going to Newcastle United. So even Saint Maximum should be, in my opinion, him and Pepe should be fighting for the same place in Arsenal Football Club. But he's actually, so the point I'm simply making to you right now is that equality in financial in the finances right now is becoming a par. Everyone is almost a par now, with the
mm,
exception of the likes of Man City, who are an exception, and maybe
mm,
Liverpool, and maybe Chelsea or Man United. Man United for me are the biggest losers here because they spend so much and they're underperforming. So
mhm,
for me to say that we are, if we get top four, it's going to be a bonus. I mean, it's going to be a bonus because I'm looking at the stock of players we have, and I'm saying
mm,
if we get top four, is the bonus. But I think we can, based on the fact that West Ham are messing up right now, Tottenham are messing up, and Man United are
I'm
messing up. I'm
messing
not
up.
even sure about Chelsea.
Mhm,
Yeah, valid. I mean,
mm,
the thing that I see is if this level of competition continues in the league in 2 3 years, it will be a crazy league to be in. Because
mm,
it will be hard, every match. It will be hard to bet on who is going to win.
mm,
If things continue this way. But I mean, we'll see. Let's just take score predictions for the coming game week. We're playing. Arsenal plays Brentford and
Brentford.
Wolves in the coming week. Both games at home. I remember that Brentford. Brentford was how we started this season. And that Brentford game just took the entire, the atmosphere in the
mhm,
room just went down. But do you think we can get one over Brentford this time? Most what do you think?
Yeah.
I mean, so speak
Well,
about Brentford and speak about Wolves so that we can, get done quickly.
yeah, but I will support my team. I'm looking at 6 points both games because
6 point both games,
yeah,
lovely.
because we're at the Emirates against Wolves and
Again, in
Brent
both games, we're at the
in both
Emirates.
games, so I'm expecting 6 points. Yeah.
6 points, okay. I
Mhm.
love to hear it. Tade, what about you?
I think we should be able to easily beat Brentford. I'm not sure about Wolves, man. I'm
Mm,
thinking maybe a draw for Wolves.
mm,
Obviously, as an Arsenal fan, I'm expecting a win. But
Mhm.
those guys are gonna be hurting. They're really gonna be
mm.
hurting. We saw what they did to Tottenham. They're no
Yeah.
pushover. So and by the way, sorry. I know this is out of script. Mossy boy,
Yeah.
can you remember what you said about Tottenham?
What
I
did you
said
Can you
say
remember
about
what you said?
Tottenham?
Can you remember
yeah. I
what you
said
said about the
yeah.
manager,
I
Antonio?
remember what I said. Yes.
Can you see that all his hair is removing from his head?
Say that again. Sorry.
Can you see? Can you see now that? Can you see now
No,
that
no, 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 no,
Antonio
no.
Conte's hair is
Listen,
removed from his
listen,
head?
listen, listen, listen.
Conte never expected it to 3 losses in a row.
Yeah, but oh my God, you guys are just. I won't. To me, I will not laugh at Tottenham because we are not in a better position than them.
Yes, we
I
are.
will not. I won't.
Yes, we
Of
How?
are.
course, of course we
Yes,
are.
we
How?
are.
How?
Yes, we
How?
are.
No, how?
And we got to
We
the
are
league
now. We
position.
are we are
We
we are
are.
above
No,
them in the table.
We got a superior goal difference to them, and we're ahead of them.
I'm sure Tade will understand what I'm saying. We are not in a better position than Tottenham, Man United, and West Ham. All
Man,
those
you're
teams,
so
I will
man. You
not
got
laugh
The
you,
at.
man. Most people, you got trauma, man. You need counseling, man.
Mm.
see, see,
Okay.
the point. No. The reason I brought this up. The reason I brought
Mm,
this up is I want you to understand the
mm,
deep shit. Excuse my language, guys. The deep shit that this guy has put himself. He
mm.
realized how
The team
bad it
is.
is to run a club
Mhm,
where you don't have winners, and that's the same thing that Arteta is facing in Arsenal Football Club that's trying to repair.
mhm,
Antonio Conte has come to say to his own mouth that listen, it's gonna take time. It's gonna freaking take
mhm,
time, and he's seeing it now. He's seeing how bad it is, very
mhm,
bad. So, you said that Antonio is gonna that they're gonna get it's gonna get top four something like that before us or something. That guy
mhm,
is not gonna last in his job. I remember we had this same argument about when I told you see what happened to Mourinho. Exactly the same thing is happening to him now. But anyway,
mhm.
that's a different topic, really. So I'm not just. But for me, I think at least 4 points from next
From
two
those
games.
two games. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, interesting. Akuma, what about you?
yeah. I would agree with the Ted there. I think if we get 4 points out of six,
You
I'll be
agree with
happy with that.
Arteta? Did you say you
No,
agree with
no,
Arteta?
Ted, sorry.
Okay, Charlie.
Yeah,
I'm not
that's
at
it.
all.
Sorry, bro, I think if we get 4 points out of six, I'll be content with that.
Oh, okay,
Come on,
interesting.
guys.
Yeah.
You can just be,
Yeah,
just
I
be,
really
just
hope we
have
get
the
six. I
faith
want
that
No,
we
six
can
out
Wolves,
of
get the
six.
6 points.
Wolves at home's not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy.
But
Yeah.
it's not gonna be easy. But I believe we can beat them at the
No,
Emirates.
we can on paper, but I said if we get
Mm,
4 points out of six, I'm content with that result.
I mean,
mm.
I really hope that we're able
Remember we
to.
beat them with 10 men at their
Yeah,
home
but
ground.
yeah,
So this is Emirates. They're
I'll
not
just say
having
I
their
hope.
fan behind them.
I'll just say I hope we can get all 6 points because that would be great for us, especially in this top four chase.
Mm,
Another interesting game, and I was going to mention this, but I was glad that Tade mentioned Tottenham because 3 straight losses in the league, and then the next team they have to play is Manchester City.
Jesus Christ.
but I tell you what, you watch Man City lose that game. Every time I support Man City, they let me down.
And this is why it's interesting because like every time you want Man City to win, they lose, and the Tottenham are
Yeah,
beating Man City this season.
yes,
So,
yes, exactly.
but what do you guys
The-
think is going to happen in that game, Tade? What do you think?
I really don't see Tottenham winning that game. Not with the
Yeah,
performances I've seen,
I
not with
agree,
what I've
but
seen them play recently. Honestly, right now their confidence is low. Their
it's low,
confidence
yeah.
has been panel beaten, it's been hammered down. They look even Kane looks confused every time. They brought in Bentacore. Bentacore looks a decent player. I like him. I wish Arsenal got him, but
Mm,
he's gonna be pissed off that I went to time eventually. This
mm,
Kuluvesky guy, they
Kulusevski
have to
as
bring him
well. I'm
on.
like, these people in
And I
Tottenham,
like two good players. Those are two good signings, by the way.
very
I'm not
good
gonna lie.
players.
Those are two good signings. And if this guy can get the best out, if their confidence can come back up, I think they will be able to do damage. But before their confidence come, let them wait till next season, please. Thank you.
Yeah,
mhm.
Me Man City enjoy them. Anyways, big ups to you guys. This has been an interesting show.
Harry Kane will be kicking himself now for staying.
It's good. Now Hurricane is going in the summer. Anyways, I don't. I think his contract is almost expired. Anyways,
Mm.
but yeah, I think it's a good time to wrap up the show. Big ups to you guys. Thank you for we had the full house today. I'm sure this episode. It's been interesting. About a good time. Hopefully we do get the 6 points in this double game week that is coming,
Mm.
and we will be here again. Oh, next week is the Arsenal game. We like they need to stop playing games on Thursday so that we can be doing this show.
Yeah.
But
They
anyways,
don't watch us though. They don't watch us though. They don't want us to get the views.
anyways, no problem. Big ups to everybody. Osman Ali, Randy Viper, Starlin, your exclusive Slayer, everybody that stuck with us throughout the show. And see you again. If we don't see you next week, then we'll see you in 2 weeks. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye, guys.
All right, cheers, guys.
Tick tock, time na money. Ori, me, check a shake yori. Lick it, come and take me away to the place of my desire. I don't wanna be there.